You guys are probably how I used to be. You make a budget, you put all the numbers out there of what you need to do so that you don't spend more money than you have, and then all of a sudden, the end of the month comes and you find that you're hundreds of dollars over budget. I'm going to let you guys in on the secret free tool that I use for my family so that we stick to budget. And this secret tool that I'm about to share with you expires in 18 days, so you guys had better jump on this now, especially if you have a hard time budgeting like I once did. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into how to budget. And then after that, I'll jump into this free tool and we'll walk through the process of getting signed up before time runs out. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated towards fighting the pop culture today of demasculating men.
You want to die with a man's gone.
And instead helping men all over the world becoming great fathers. Because there's no better satisfaction than your little guy to come up to you and say,
"Good job, Dad."
One of your responsibilities as the father is to provide for your family. And when that money comes in, it's your job to make sure that it goes where it should. In other words, you need to budget for your family. But a lot of times we run into two problems. First of all, we don't know how to budget. Or second of all, we don't stick to that budget. So let's tackle both of these right now. And to do that, we're going to jump into Microsoft Excel. So jump on Excel with me and let's go through this together. Okay, so here is Microsoft Excel. Here you have your income. Now remember, this is going to be your net income of this paycheck. So whatever you're taking home, you're going to put in this box. Now this is your expenditures. And now this is where your budgeting comes in, because these are all things you really can't control, or at least some you can. You can cancel your subscriptions and things. I'm going to show you the formula for understanding how much is left over after all this is done. First, we're going to press the equals sign, and we're going to do the sum of open parentheses, both of these, close parentheses, minus the sum of all of these, and then close parentheses. So that brings us to mom and dad on how much we can budget out for each one of us. So let's say mom has $150 to spend, dad has $150 to spend, and then left over will be this minus the sum of these, close parentheses. There you go. Now, since you got all of that figured out, it is time to jump into that free secret tool that will help you stick to this budget. And no, it is not Dave Ramsey's technique of putting money in each envelope and then going to the store and only using that money out of the envelope, because let's be real, that is an outdated technique. It doesn't work, especially if you're going to buy something on Amazon and, you only have cash in an envelope. I guess it'll prevent you from spending on Amazon altogether, but in today's society, it's pretty convenient to do that. So let's get up with the modern tools here and use this free special tool that I'm going to share with you right now. And that is the American Express Bluebird account. Now, in this Bluebird account, it's got a lot of pros about it. First, it's free. It's a debit card, not a credit card. So when that money runs out, it's gone. You can't just keep charging that account like you would a credit card.
So if I purchase these tricks, there'll be no trouble.
No, you should be fine.
And the really nice thing about it is it works on Amazon and on any online platform where you need to make online payments. And lastly, which I really like about this tool, is that you can create sub-accounts within the one main account. So these sub-accounts all have their own card.
Gimme, I need.
So when you go to spend money on food or supplies, you have a designated card towards those supplies or the food. Or if you have one specifically for you or for your wife, you both have your own cards and your own account. It's really nice because whenever you spend money on gifts, you don't have to rely on the funds of the family to do that. You actually have your own account where you spend that money and it doesn't fall down on your wife. And when your wife spends money on expensive dresses or on expensive gifts for other people, that's on her money and you don't have to worry about fighting her. She spends her own money on those things using her sub-account. But like I said, this has a deadline. I got a letter 2 weeks ago from American Express explaining that after September 10th, you can no longer sign up for these sub-accounts. But if you have an existing sub-account, that'll remain. So let's walk through this step by step of how to sign up for this Bluebird account and create those sub-accounts within that main account where you can designate funds towards each category of your budget. Okay, so we're here in Google. We're gonna go to American Express Bluebird. And you can simply click right here. No monthly fees. It's great. Loaded with benefits, light on fees, right? And there's really no fees unless you get more than 4 sub-accounts, or if you start trying to load your card using Walmart or something. So you can sign up by pressing Get Started, and it'll guide you through how to set up your Bluebird bank account. So you have to be 18 years old to open an account. So parents, you can open an account for your daughter or son. You have to have a social security number, and then you have to have a valid email address. So you press Next, and then that's where you type in your username, email, and then confirm your email and password, and confirm that password, okay? So when you're signing up, type in all of this information, and then after your account's set up, it's gonna ask you some personal details, and then review your information. And then I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like once you have an account set up. So I'm going to log in. I have my account, I have my wife's account, and then I have our food and our supplies as 2 separate accounts, which you can do. Honestly, I'm thinking about merging these 2 because one starts eating into the other all the time. So we're just gonna merge them both together and just make it simple where there's just 3 cards. And then the last card we could probably use for our son once he gets older, okay? And then if I wanna go into each sub-account, I can go into here and I can add money. Now, the way that this works is that I go to the main account, which is my account, and I can load it, right? So I can request money or add from a debit card, which I signed up, I put my debit card on here from my Chase account. So I add from debit. Now, the only downfall is that you can only transfer $200 at a time without a fee. So if you have $800 that you're going to be budgeting for that month, let's say 200's for you, 200 for your wife, and 400's for your food and supplies, then it's going to take you about 4 days to load up all of those cards, okay? So you might want to get started around like the 28th or 29th. The other downfall about this is that it's not credit. So when you load this, it has to be actual money. It's actual money that you're placing on there from a bank account, okay? So if I transfer it, I would transfer it from my debit card. Once that's transferred in, I'd press Add Money, and then I would go into each sub-account that I want to send that money to. So for example, if I want to send money to my supplies, I'd press Add Money, and then I would do it from my main account, and then I would do it to the supply sub-account, and then I would transfer that over, okay? I would sign up for this right now because after September 10th, these sub-accounts go away and you can no longer sign up for them. And the nice thing about this is that this solves a lot of problems in marriages. If you're squabbling over finances and you're having a hard time because, so-and-so is spending so much money, blah, blah, well, throw yourselves on one of these sub-accounts and load that card each month according to the budget. If your spouse is fighting you on this, show them the numbers and say, listen, we cannot afford whatever you're spending, so this is according to the budget. This is only how much you can spend. And to make it fair, I can only spend that much too, and then the rest of it will throw in food and supplies. This solves a lot of problems in marriages. So if you guys are struggling with this, do this. So guys, please jump on this tool today if you're worried about your budget and you want to stick to it. Remember that the deadline is September 10th for these sub-accounts. After that time, you cannot sign up for sub-accounts in your main Bluebird account. And again, guys, there's no fees associated with this card, so it's a free tool. Just use it to help yourself and your family stick to budget. Now, after doing this budget, hopefully you're not feeling the stress of a tight budget because your income's not supplying enough to meet the demands of your family. So if that is the case, I have another video for you about why that might be the case and what you can do about it. So if you're interested in that, click on this video right here. And with that, guys, I will see you next week.